All right, so who wants to start off with some wins and gratitudes?
Who are you, by the way?
Oh, all right. Well, I figured everybody knows me. So this is Anna. Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, just kidding. So, and I am hosting, let's see, it's Sunday night, February 25th. And this is our Rock Your Life, because that's what we do on a daily basis is we rock our life. We kick ass. So that's what we do. Hi, Jarrett. I've never met you before. Bye, Jarrett. So yeah, so this is our Sunday night call, our mastermind, our getting the week started off on the right foot call, so that we can all come together, share our wins and gratitudes, and talk some business, or business, as some people would like to say. So let's go ahead and start off with who would like to share a win or a gratitude. I think that's Jenny. She had like 2 fingers up.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share a win. There's been something happening with my mindset, especially regarding finances, and it's so weird. It's like somebody turned on a faucet because randomly people are reaching out to me, and one lady that I worked with, I health coached her a couple years ago, and she saw a post that I did.
We lost you, Jenny.
Just was ready to get started right away. I also had been searching for like random side jobs, especially for house sitting or pet sitting or watering plants, you know, just some things that I can do because I have a 8-month-old. And today I got a call from somebody just like literally 5 minutes away from my house who goes on regular business trips and just needs, you know, his cows, chickens, and his dog fed and looked after. So that was really cool. Me and my husband went to meet him today, and totally doable. So there's a little extra side income coming in from that. And I'm just having ideas now, like left and right. I could sell this on Facebook Marketplace, you know, all the baby items that we're outgrowing. So just there's a lot of breakthroughs happening as far as that glass ceiling for like my financial area in my life, which was the one area that I struggled with the most. So that's my win.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay for cows. I did not expect you to say that you're going to go and take care of his cows too. So, but I guess
I was raised on a farm, so it's actually second nature to me. So.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do with a cow. So that's amazing. Yes. So anybody else? A win or a gratitude?
I'm going to shout out Jared for becoming consultant this week.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I just jumped on board because I knew that it works, and you know, there's nothing else that, you know, my wife would. Well, my wife was trying Herbalife a little bit with her Aunt Mary, so, you know, it's like, well, just hang on a minute, let's try this real fast. I'll pay for it. So she definitely didn't have any objections to that. So so she's tried it, and she's already lost 8 pounds in 10 days. So it works. So now it's just getting her family on board.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So when did you start?
I started the 15th. We both started around the 15th of February.
Oh, so 10 days ago.
Right.
Phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it was great doing a 3-way call with you too. I know you can't see my face. I got it turned off, but Jared and I did a 3-way call with Charles France, and helped them get started. So it was cool talking to you, and great to have you aboard, brother.
Likewise. Thank you.
Awesome. Yay. I love that. Who else? Come on, there's tons of gratitudes that we can give. Mary?
So I have a.
Now we're there.
Oh, there you go. Steph, you get to go next.
Oh, crap.
We heard the oh crap and then lost you after that.
I guess it's not working.
No, it's working now.
Now it is?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't move.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
I'm just grateful that I was able to sign up 2 people this week and put me back into consultant status.
Phenomenal. That's amazing.
And I
That's
think
the-
it is in the front of me. So I'm getting there.
There you go. Awesome. How about you, Steph?
Oh, Nick wants to.
So
Oh, Nick, sorry.
something about, so kind of like sending things out into the universe. So there had been a property that a friend sent to us. It was a duplex in Grafton. We love Grafton. We bought our first place there. Love the town. And I had been trying to get in contact with this guy and trying to find his info and trying all sorts of cell numbers. And I ended up finding all these property locations that he owned, previous addresses and stuff, or current. And I sent out letters. to him, and I finally got a call Saturday.
The day we moved.
Yeah, the day we moved. That afternoon, I get a call from the guy. Hey, I got your letter. So we went and walked the property today, and we're gonna go look at one of the sides of the duplex Tuesday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say that there are no coincidences in life. Everything happens for a reason. So that's amazing. Anybody else?
I have one.
Go ahead, Laura.
Okay, so as most of you know, we're having JoJo and I are hosting a opportunity call tomorrow night with this amazing woman that I know from my past Johnson & Johnson career. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But I so far have 22 RSVPs. So I don't know if they will all come. I'm going to count on 10. I'm just saying I'm kind of setting my bar low, so I'm not disappointed, right? But I will say that, having the right, just that messaging to go out to people, leveraging maybe kind of a unique person to be on the call, and then individually tirelessly inviting people. So, I'm grateful that, I think there was a lot of times this week I was like, oh my gosh, I keep inviting people, but it's that individual invite that I think has gotten the yeses and hope. And, I'm like thrilled because there are people that were silent before and all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll get on the call. So I'm grateful that JoJo's supporting me in this. She's amazing on these calls. And so I'm super excited about it. So I'm just grateful that I'm like, okay, I'm getting to some people that had said no before or were silent. So anyway, that's my gratitude. And I hope you're all there tomorrow night because JoJo's going to rock it as well as my friend. So.
Awesome. Yes, we're going to have you guys share a little bit more about that when we talk about that too. So yeah, 22 RSVPs is amazeballs. Absolutely phenomenal. So, and I'm going to tag in with that because I actually received a message from a dear friend of mine that I have known for, like 5 or 6 years. And she started using the products right before she got pregnant with her first daughter. So about 2 years ago, and I've been slowly dripping Isogenics on her. And, it's never been any pressure. She's a assistant principal at a school, and she reached out to me today out of the blue, and she was like, hey, so my husband and I have been thinking, and we want to use Isogenics as residual income. Can we chat about that? And I'm like, Of course we can. Absolutely. So, and she was one of those individuals that, you know, when you talk about people that you want to bring into your space, she is one of those. Like, I love her as a human being, and she's just an amazing person. So what you put out there, you shall receive back. So I always love getting messages like that. Awesome. Anybody else? All right. So let's chat. Well, since you guys brought it up, Laura and JoJo, do you want to share a little bit about the opportunity call? I do know it's tomorrow night at 8:30. The invite is out there on Rock Your Life currently. So you guys want to chat or say anything more than?
JoJo, do you have anything? I don't know if JoJo has anything. I'm sure she does. But so this, and I might have mentioned this last call because I'm just so excited. But this woman, actually, I used to work with her at Johnson & Johnson years ago, and she is a PharmD, and she used to run one of our outcomes groups. And basically what I did is I took her team, so she was the boss of everyone, into health plans, and we would talk about the outcomes of utilization of our products. So she managed this whole team at J&J when I was there. Then she moved to some other operating companies, had global responsibility. Now she's at Medtronic, and her lifestyle, I think, is very interesting because it has always been difficult. It hasn't always been difficult for her, but it's been difficult as of late for her to really manage her health because she lives in Montana and she has an apartment in Minneapolis because she's a worldwide VP and general manager for Medtronic. So she goes back and forth. She's kind of and then she's traveling all the time internationally. And it's just been difficult for her. And this has been easy. She doesn't have to think. She's cleansing during business meetings. She can run out and make a shake, run out of the conference room and make a shake. So it's really been a gift for her. And so that's so what I'm going to do on this call, in lieu of having her just share her story, I'm going to interview her because I loved how Mona would do that on some of these calls that she would have, how she'd interview people. I think that's brilliant. So I'm going to steal Mona's great ideas. Because when we steal great ideas, that's the best way to do it. We don't have to reinvent it, right? So I'm going to interview her and just ask her a little bit about her life so she can explain that busyness and she can explain how this is really doable, because I do hear that objection a lot. Oh, I travel so much, I can't do this. So I'm just going to do a little interview and just have her share her story. And that's really it. I'm just super excited about it. So. And that's it. And she was happy to share. And then I have another woman I have on deck as well. And she reports to the worldwide CEO of Johnson & Johnson. And so she is also open to do one in the future. So if this one goes well, I think that it's just a good market for business women. So, and men too, and men. So that's all. And then JoJo's going to do her amazing thing and talk about our pillars of health and go into the science a little bit. So some of these we were doing were 20 minutes, but I extended it to 30 minutes because I feel like I don't want JoJo to have to rush through the science because I think it's so important, and the way that she explains it is just really compelling to people. So that's it. Do you got anything, JoJo?
The event is posted on Rock Your Life, so if you guys want to go in and join us and invite some people, please feel free to do that. And the more the merrier. And Laura always puts together a great PowerPoint and presents awesome and sets things up beautifully. So it's always a great space to be in, and I would definitely utilize it as much as possible. So, cool. Thank you.
And it's an opportunity, right? So we are chatting not only about the products and how it's benefited your friend, but also about the opportunity, correct?
Yeah, so I didn't put a lot in there about the you share, they share. What has kind of worked well, I think, the way that we've done it is I always introduce JoJo as our millionaire, one of our millionaires, and then she just speaks a little bit about that. And so we'll talk about the company, what we're all about. We've created over 250 millionaires, yada, yada, yada. So we'll do the big picture of the company, Then Jojo will talk about the science and the solutions. Then Sherry will share her story. Then we'll talk about, how we have systems of support. We set you up in a system. We have a system for accountability, Ice to Body Challenge, Healthy Mind and Body. We have a system to make income. And then she'll talk a little bit about that. So yeah, we'll do all that in 30 minutes.
Awesome. Yay, I'm super excited. So I know that I'll definitely, at least my friend will be on there tomorrow night, because I think it'd be wonderful for her to see that she has tons of support to be able to start out on this journey. So awesome. So next up, and I'm glad that Mona is here. I know she's not visible, but she can at least share. We tremendous success with the meditation challenge that has been going on. I know it's been good for me. I meditate, but I don't meditate consistently. So it's even allowed me to meditate consistently. It is a little weird though, I will tell you, to listen to yourself as I'm meditating, because I did the meditations. And so then for the first week I listened to myself and I have this entire time. And so it's a little, a little weird, but anyways, it works. So the next challenge, I'm so stoked for this challenge. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. So we are doing the prize challenge. So for those of you who do not know what that is or may not have attended NYKO, so prize stands for protein pacing, resistance training, interval training, stretching, and endurance. So Dr. Paul Arciero, who is on our, I was going to say medical board. That's not what I'm looking for. Board of scientists. Okay. Eventually I'll get it. He has been he did the testing for for the weight loss and put out the 6 medical studies. And so he has been doing, he created Prize, which is this protein pacing along with specific exercises, and has been doing, I think, the testing. Remind me how many months it was, Jojo, when they did it? Is it 16, 18? 16, 6 somehow. I don't know. But anyway, so he did it for quite a long time, where he was using, so they have some very specific protocol. So on, your resistance days, you're going to be in the AM, you're going to use this. And in the PM, you're going to use this. And before you go and work out, you'll do this. And so it's very specific isogenics protocols, with IsoPro and the bars and things of that nature. There was no cleansing during his specific testing that he did, but we have incorporated that. Thank you, Paul. We have incorporated that into the challenge for those who wish to cleanse while they're doing this. There is going to be, the ladies have been working really, really hard on getting all of the protocol and what we're going to be doing up and ready. So all of that is available in Rock Your Health currently. The calendar is not up there. So what I did is I created a calendar. So on Mondays, we're going to do the resistance training, and I created a link, or put a link in the calendar. So all you have to do is click on that day, and it'll bring up a video. So, some people don't know what resistance training is. And so it'll bring up a video where you can go right there and do the resistance workout, and the same for the other 3 days. And so every Monday it'll be the same workout. So you can get better and better at it. There will be some, for resistance training, you're going to have some equipment, like a band or something like that, because that's what it is. It's resistance. But there's yoga and there's stretching. And then on Saturdays, it'll be, like dealer's choice, whatever you want to do. If you just want to go for a walk, or you want to do yoga, or whatever the case may be, just some sort of physical activity that you do for 30 minutes. And so we have a water bottle for weights. Yes. Perfect. Throw your kid around for, he weighs 45 pounds, throw him around for 60 minutes or whatever. So we will have points every day. There is a spreadsheet of where you'll get the points, for, I think it's 18 points a day for what you're eating. So you're going to get points every time you have a meal that has protein in it. You're going to get points for every time you do an exercise. You're going to get points for doing Healthy Mind and Body. You're going to get So lots of points. So you're going to have to keep track of it. It's going to be labor intensive. We are going to ask that you guys take your pictures and your measurements. You don't necessarily have to send them in to us, but so that you guys have a starting point of where you started and what you were before you started the prize challenge. And then at the end of it, you'll take your pictures and your measurements again. And then I think that's it. Oh, the other thing is so everybody's pitching in $5 if you want to participate in the prize challenge. And then whoever has the most points at the end of the challenge will win the pot of gold. So, but I'm super, super stoked for, I don't know why I'm getting so excited, but I think it's really, really exciting. So Mona and JoJo, is there anything that you guys want to, or Laura, anything you guys want to add to that awesomeness? Not that I'm awesome, I mean, just the challenge itself.
You did great. You did great. So anybody that's all in, we're going to be supplying the shopping list. We have all kinds of stuff put together to help everybody all the way through every single step. So, and the information is posted in Rock Your Health. And if anybody can't find it or you don't know what's going on, then you can message Mona or Laura or Anna, and we can help fill you in on what's happening. So it'll be great. And, oh yes, Mona, so hashtag March Challenge. That's how we've been posting it up. So if you want to search for hashtag March Challenge on the Rock Your Health page, you should be able to find it. Anything that's going up easily. Thanks.
Oh, and we should probably share when the challenge starts. It's on the 5th. I was like, wait, we should probably. So if you guys want to participate in that, get your money into JoJo before the 5th. I guess we'll go ahead and even accept people who want to join after that. I don't know if they'd be able to. I mean, anybody can join at any point, I guess. I read your mind, Mary. So anybody can join at any point, but it's points driven. So the sooner you get that in, the easier it'll be for you. So, all right. Any questions that you guys may have in regards to that? Yes, PayPal to JoJo, so healthyjojo@gmail.com, and make sure that you do friends and family so that there's no fee paid for the $5. Okay, all right, so that's be that. And then, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is three-way calls, the power of the three. So Vinny just shared that he did a three-way call, and I know I've done a couple of three-way calls with Vinny. And so for those of you who are new and maybe don't know what a three-way call is, so a three-way call is where you yourself, having shared with another individual, you want to have third-party validation. So you'll reach out to, and when I say, and I'm going to say this for everybody because I know that it's pretty much true for 99.9% of the individuals here. Find somebody who that person will resonate with and reach out to them. It does not have to be somebody who is financially connected to you. It doesn't have to be the person who enrolled you. We have so many valuable resources within our group. Find somebody who that person is going to have a mutual connection with, because then they're going to speak to each other and have the same language. And it makes it a lot easier. But then you're also showing that individual that you don't necessarily have to know all the information. So you don't have to be the one-stop shop. It gives them a connection to another human being that is there to support them. It shows them that, hey, if I want to do this as a business, I don't have to know everything. So I don't know about you guys, but that right there is worth $1 million to me, because I don't want to have to be the be-all, know-all of everything. That's a lot of responsibility, on my part. So anybody who has done a three-way call, can you guys sort of share your experiences and what you have found, what has worked, what hasn't worked? Hi, Mona.
I am a mess. Pardon me, guys. I literally got back from the beach, got in the shower, and made sure I was ready here to join you guys because you're so awesome. But I have to share this three-way call experience, and I'm willing to like put myself out there and look like a wreck because I value the three-way calls so much for people that are so extremely busy. And I'm going to use my brother as an example. So he is an assistant principal. He's coaching like 2 teams. He has multiple streams of income. He's got his isogenics business, plus he works multiple hours, overtime hours as a principal. But nevertheless, he is so good about his three-way introductions. And for him, what it does is he knows that his friends who need help with their weight wellness or their energy or their performance, that if he introduces them to me, then at least I can help take care of them. Because if he doesn't have the time to answer all of their questions and to make sure that they're completely taken care of, he's dropping the ball on his friends. So by introducing them to me and knowing, trusting that I'm going to answer their questions and take care of them, it allows him to go out and just be this amazing father, this amazing assistant principal, this amazing husband, work his other businesses. He can do this because he uses three-way calls and three-way messaging. Because if he didn't, then he may not have time at this point in time in his life to really completely help people in the way that they need it. So the reason why I share that is because he and I were actually able to help one of his friends who needs some help, who needs some energy, and waited for the right time. And this was the right time for her, but it wasn't necessarily the right time for him to give her the support that she needs. So he does a nice introduction, almost hands her off to me, and then I get to take care of her. I make a new friend. We have a new person in our group. She's taken care of, and he can feel really good about it too. So that is my 2 cents about three-ways and how they can be so valuable, not only to each of us as teammates, but most importantly to the person who we're out there trying to help.
Absolutely. You're right, Mona, because it's huge. And it again goes to show that this business is not something that we have to do alone. It's your business, but you are not alone in doing it. And so that's such an amazing tool to be able to reach out to somebody and know that that person is being taken care of by somebody who cares and who can give them 100% of their attention. So thank you for doing that. Thanks for being amazing, as you always are. Anybody else has had some experiences with three-way calls, and what hasn't worked for you, or maybe what worked really well for you? Beulah? Go ahead, Paul.
So one thing one of our other teammates mentioned is that you might have an issue talking to somebody that you know about leading with the value pack because of the cost. Maybe you've got some kind of I don't know, uneasiness about presenting that, especially if you didn't start on that path. What this person said is because she really wasn't tied to that person, it was no problem for her to talk to her about that value pack because money really wasn't, an issue for her. She didn't know her personally. So she led with the value pack, talked about the value, how great it was, everything else, and boom, that person signed up with a value pack. So that helps too. Sometimes, you're not comfortable with getting out of your comfort zone, and somebody else, their zone is somewhere else. So that might help get you some extra PIBs too.
That's phenomenal. And I have to agree with you, Paul, because when you have that person, there's no, especially when it's a friend, there's not that connection of that personal connection. And sometimes we have to get out of our own way.
Yeah. And I had done it too. And I had made a realization while I was doing the three-way call that, this guy's already spending $20 a day on food that really isn't serving him. So why are we trying to save him money and start him with a 30-day? Right. Look, you're already spending $20 and this is going to, instead of driving a Pinto, you're going to be driving a Maserati for a month, and that's a beautiful part of it.
Yeah. I actually had a conversation with somebody and I asked him how much they spent a day on food and he said $45. And I was like, oh, he's like, but I can't afford the 30-day system. What? Not quite sure where you went to school and did math, but that I'd actually be saving you $25 a day. So, but yes, so do you guys know, like, what's really, really important? There's a podcast that David Wood did about three-way calls and how to start off a three-way call. Does anybody know the best way to start off a three-way call?
Well, first we should prep the person who's going to be the other person on the other end of the line. That would be a good start. Because what happens is somebody calls me up and I might answer the phone because it's you, Anna, that you have somebody on the other end, but I might answer the phone totally inappropriately because we don't know where I am or what I'm doing or what I might say because I don't know you have someone on the other end of the line. So it's always good to make sure that there's an actual appointment set up and that the person that is going to be your third person is actually aware of what's going on and who's there.
Well, that's really great too, because you want to make sure that, so if I were to call JoJo up, and I want to sort of share a little bit of information about that individual, right? So it's not something you necessarily want to do, like, oh, they're looking, like maybe some more intimate details that that can help JoJo and steering the conversation. You want to make sure that you share that. But two, making sure that the person that you're calling has the time and the space to be able to do that, because you don't want them to feel rushed, because that other person is going to feel that on the other end, and they're going to be like, oh, so I'm not, this person is sort of flippant about it and I'm not really a priority. And we want to show that they are a priority when we have these conversations with them. So that's definitely the step one. So what's next? So when you have the two individuals on the line, what do you do next?
Well, first, for pre-step, I think it's also important that the person actually knows what's going on. So if I just meet some random person at the gas station, I'm like, hey, you got to meet my friend, and we hop on a call, and that person doesn't know what we're talking about either. So we always want to make sure that the person who is the guest actually knows something about Isagenix, or they've seen a video, or they already have some knowledge of what's going on. Because we have had actual people call us with other people on the line who have no idea of what's going on. They just want to get on the phone and have us explain it. But the person on the other end is like, what are you guys talking about? I have no clue what this call is about. Not a good place to start.
No, I can see that how that would be an awkward conversation. So yes, you definitely don't want to start off with that. What about your next step?
Once everybody's on the phone, is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, once everybody's on the phone. The third party. So I'm calling JoJo. And so I get on the phone. I'm like, hey, JoJo, I want you to meet my friend. And, here's Nicole. And she wants to lose weight. And, she has 2 kids and she has a husband and she's an assistant principal. And, hey, Nicole, this is my friend JoJo. And, she's a millionaire with Isagenix. And I keep going on and on and on and on. So you don't want to do that, right? So we don't want to monopolize the conversation. What you want to do is you want to get that individual, obviously let them know that we're going to be bringing on a third party, that for somebody who has been in Isagenix and is there to support us. And so my introductions have always been, hey, JoJo, here's my friend Nicole. She's the one that I was sharing with you about, who wants to lose some weight and she's interested in our products. Nicole, here's my amazing friend JoJo. She's a wealth of information, and I just thought it'd be really great for you guys to get on the phone and connect. You have a lot in common. Probably shouldn't have used Nicole, who was an assistant principal, but anyway, so let's say it's somebody who used to be a blackjack dealer or they used to own their own business. How great is it to have a conversation with JoJo? Because she's been there, she's done that, she came from that world. So they have instantaneously they have that mutual connection. So they're speaking to each other on the same, on the same wavelength. I did that with Vinny with an ex-Marine. I'm like, dude, they totally speak Marines have that language. And so they have that they have that instant bond of, okay, this is somebody who knows what my life is like, to be able to connect with them. So, and then what should you do after that? Go ahead, Paul.
Shut up. Zip it.
Yes. So you constantly don't want to interject and be like, oh yeah. So Nicole was telling me the other day that she really wants to da-da-da-da. Oh yeah. Jojo and I were having a conversation. Our responsibility is to allow that third party to be the validation for the company and for ourselves and for the product. So that's immensely important, because I've gotten on three-way calls where the other person doesn't allow the guest to speak, which makes it for a very awkward conversation, because then they don't get to answer any questions, or ask any questions rather.
So what's really important too for a three-way call is that not only does it help the guest learn and understand, but it also creates a space for you to learn. So let's say we have somebody that's brand new who's just starting to share. They can utilize a three-way call for a learning possibility as well. So if I am going to do three-way call, I've only been doing this for a week, how do I don't know a lot, but if I have somebody who's been doing this a year, been doing this 10 years, or however long the person's been here, then they have way more credibility than I do, right? So what's interesting is, especially with people that are close to us, close friends and family, a lot of times won't believe me, but they'll believe somebody that I believe. So if I believe in this person, then they're going to listen to them more than they listen to me, even though I might say the same thing. So it gives credibility to the whole thing, but what it allows them to do is also learn. So in this situation, I do and you watch, and then I do and you help, and then it switches. You do and I help, you do and I watch, and then you go teach someone else. And that way, in that scenario, we're always learning, duplicating, and teaching someone else how to do the same thing. And if they've watched a video and if they already have general knowledge, then really telling our story, and doesn't have to be our story, doesn't, because we have thousands and thousands and thousands of stories. We could find a story that would be good for this person. So when we understand what their goals are, which is what our job solely is to do, is to tell little bits and pieces of what we know and understand what their goals are, then we can share any one of thousands of stories to help them understand and move through. And all this is doing is helping them feel comfortable in the decision that they're making going forward, knowing that we're going to be there, support them. And not only that, but that they can do this too. Because if I don't have to know everything and I can just get Laura on the phone and Laura can say all that stuff till I learn it, then that's awesome. I could totally do that.
Yep. It shows us how simple it truly can be to build an isogenics business. Because again, it doesn't require you to be the expert on the compensation plan, the expert on, the products and what they do or what they don't do for your body. So having that third party validation allows you to learn, so it's great for somebody who just started, who says, well, I don't know, I can't share this. Yeah, absolutely you can, because you have an entire team, there to support you. So if you have somebody that you need to have that three-way call with, just reach out to, any one of us, send us a private message and said, hey, do you have availability at 3 p.m. on Tuesday? There's this individual that, I want you to talk to.
So I would love to throw out a challenge, and I will Vinny and I have already said that we will make ourselves available for three-way calls, but I would love to see everybody do at least one three-way call each day this week. Ooh, one every day. So that could be a lot of ways, right? Because that could not just be a new person, but that might be an introduction to somebody who's just gotten started. What another great way to use a three-way call is to introduce them into the team, like Mona was saying, so they know that we have more support than just you, that we have this entire team. So they see the page and then they actually get to meet one of the other people on the page. What a cool way to use a three-way call.
Well, it solidifies that we're actual people, right? When you have that conversation, you create that bond and you create that connection with another individual. So it's nice to know that somebody else is out there for you. So I accept that challenge, and anybody who needs me for a three-way call, I love to do them because it helps me learn. Because I always ask for feedback at the end of the call, and okay, what did you like? What did you what did you not like, or whatever? What can I always improve? So it helps me learn. So anytime somebody asks me for a three-way call, I'm like, yes, happy to do one. So I get excited about stuff like that. Alrighty. Anything else that you guys want to chat about? Any questions you guys have? So February Frenzy, which is ending in, oh my gosh, 3 days. 4 days if you still count today. So that's still going on. Any other questions that you guys have? Anything you would like to mastermind? We have another about 15 minutes. Go ahead, Paul. I love how he waves.
So I'm leaning, I'm scrunching forward. I'm resting on my elbows on my legs.
Go ahead.
What about dealing with objections?
Sure. In what context?
Kind of like feel, felt, found. I don't know if everybody saw the video I posted, but I had an experience this week that stopped me dead in my tracks on a Facebook message with a guy that I've known since grade school, and had no idea that he was a personal trainer. So I kind of, said to him, I'd like you to take a look at this. And once he figured out what it was, he was like, nope, I've been working on my own system for a while now and I'm good. And how do I tell him I know how you feel? Because I'm not a trainer. So the words I like to use is, okay, I respect that. I understand. So it's not so much the words we have to use, but an approach we take, feel, felt, found. You can feel how they, you can understand how they feel. You can say something like, and this is true for me, I never knew what these products could do for me because I didn't ever know they existed before I was introduced to them. And then what I found is after I've been taking them, I had amazing results with them. And I'm just mixing it in with what I was already doing, but I'm making a heck of a lot better decisions with what I'm doing outside of these products. So that's just something to think about. And I've already have that feel, felt, found scenario set up for the next time it happens.
Awesome.
Can I add into that, Paul?
Sure.
So here's a thought, and I can totally understand the way he feels because I've worked with trainers for 12 years who've told me the same thing. And so I could totally utilize something like that and say, I understand how you feel. Almost every trainer I worked with have a system they were putting together, but it became so daunting and so much work, and they couldn't find products that were quality and all of these things that now when they realize what the system is comprised of, they have a different perspective. And so I don't have to tell it from my point of view. I can tell it from someone else's point of view. That helped? I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing I did too is tonight I just putting up a post. So what I did is I pulled Chad's before and after picture, and I pulled Adam Holsworth's before and after picture, and I posted them on there. It said, hey, personal trainers and strength coaches every once in a while need to, do their own reset because they're so busy taking care of other people. putting their needs first. So that's another tool you can use on Feel Felt Found.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Thanks, JoJo.
Alrighty, anything else? All right, so for next week, JoJo, they're going to be posting a business video and masterminding about what we learned on that video. So when she posts it, make sure that you go and take a look at it. And then the next team call, we'll be chatting about the takeaways and how we can implement that into our business and our everyday lives. Alrighty. Well, we'll go ahead and end early. You guys have been pretty quiet this evening, and I'm getting tired of listening to myself talk. So I want to thank you so much for joining us and for allowing me to host tonight's call. Open for suggestions for the video are welcome. Cool. So if you guys don't have anything else, I'll just leave you with that you guys are all amazing, amazing individuals, and the world needs your light, so make sure that you shine it brightly for everybody to see. All right. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Love you all.